weird. Kind of. Did it take like an extra second for us to pop up for you?
Yeah, it did. It did.
Weird. That's just a sign, I guess, of the kind of show it's going to be. How you doing?
I am good, my friend. How are you?
Tired.
Same. And I'll tell you really quick. We're already shorthanded because the guy quit, and the other guy got sick. So it's been kind of a one-man show for a while. And our other guy, so Cammy's sick. Grayson's covering a basketball game, but he's been out because Randy's been having him cover like all these remote things that are going on. So it's basically been me running the office. So that's been kind of it's been yesterday I worked 15 hours.
14. So I feel it. 14.
Attaboy.
Yesterday we were supposed to have a girls' game at home. And about 1 o'clock, I had been ahead on my prep. So I thought I was going to get a little bit of time in the afternoon to kind of relax before a game and so on. 1 o'clock, I get a text message. Hey, girls' game's canceled. The other team apparently didn't have enough players for sickness or for whatever. And the boys had a road game on the road about an hour away. So I had to spend the next 2 hours putting everything together to switch and go to the boys' game. And it made for a very late night. And then the boys ended up winning in overtime.
Oh,
so it made for a very, very late night last night.
You're not a Grayson fan, so you just want the game over. You don't care who wins.
I just want to go home. So we didn't get home until, and then it makes it so much better that the school that we were doing it at, they've redone it in the last couple of years. They've made it, I guess, more modern, but in the process, they built, I guess, an addition onto the school into their parking lot. So they've made their parking lot further away, but the gym stayed in the same spot. So you have to walk, which feels like, and at least when it was 3 degrees actual air temperature, and who knows what the wind chill was, made it feel like it was a 3-mile walk carrying in broadcasting equipment in there. Just so much fun. So much fun. It was very, very cold. I think I even saw Paul have some snow on the ground in southern Georgia there. When's the last time you had snow, Paul?
When the Cowboys were still relevant.
Well, you know that since the Commanders have now made the NFC Championship game, the team that has the longest drought in the NFC without making a conference championship game is the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
2018. Wow, it's been 6 years. 6 years since Paul has had that. Speaking of the conference championship games, it's time now to give out our pick contest results from last week. And where is it? There is it. As I pull up. Leroy, you picked Grayson County against Breckenridge County. Oh, and Leroy's gone. Oh, and he's back. Fine, I didn't even talk to you either.
I wanted to get on the stupid computer, man. I'm telling you. 4 hours worth of updates, and it's finally up and running.
So Grayson against Breck, you picked Grayson. Cougs won by 22 or something like that. They had a big game there. We both picked, America and myself picked Taylorville. America, remember, they had the 47-point thing. It was a little bit closer than that. I know, what was it, like 20 or something?
Yes, but Taylorville led by 30 at halftime. So they ran running clock for the third and fourth quarter.
Okay.
So the score, I'm telling you, it was never...
Yeah, no, because if you remember the 47-point thing, yeah. And it never got to that point.
Taylorville jumped out to a 35-6 lead like midway through the second quarter, and that was all she wrote, man.
The national championship game, Leroy and myself went with Ohio State. America went with Notre Dame. So Leroy, we got the point there. We all went with the Chiefs, got the point there. You were the lone person that picked the Commanders, so you got the point there. We all picked the Eagles. We got the point. And surprisingly, we all did pick the Bills and got that right. So you got the clean sweep on that. So the point totals from last week, you had 6, I had 5, America had 4. The overall standings as the pick contest inches closer towards ending, 123 points for myself. Leroy, you have 114, America at 101.
I feel like I'm doing better this year, though, than last year, Sam.
I'd have to pull up the stats. I can, in fact, I could probably do that. And I know we've done maybe a little bit different things while we're talking here. I can pull it up. But the biggest news of the week is that Mike McCarthy's not the head coach of the Bears, right?
He is not. He is not.
That was a long pause for that.
On my computer at the same time.
I was gonna say, I was like, that was a long pause. I was like, what is happening right now?
I'm not allowed to do. I am not allowed to do multiple things on my computer at one time. I forgot that. So, but no, yeah, Bears worked really, really quick. Monday afternoon, Shefty broke that the Bears were going to be signing Ben Johnson. And there's a weird little kind of like, okay, for those who don't know, back in the 90s, the Bears made a pull to grab a pretty popular head coach. I don't remember his name. But the Bears all made this whole announcement they were getting this coach. They were all excited. They had a whole press conference. Everything was absolutely fantastic. And then all of a sudden the coach came out and said, I never said I was going to the Bears. And so like Chicago had to do like all of this backtracking. They ended up getting a different guy who was awful. And it was just all downhill from there. So when the Bears announced that they were tentatively getting Ben Johnson, you kind of do one of these, no, or not. Somebody leaked something wrong, and this is all going to be horrible. But no, they did go through, and it got weird. And you know how Twitter is, Sam, but it got weird where they were like tracking flights from Pontiac to Chicago, and they were doing all of this other stuff. But no, I am excited. I know this is what we've been excited before for these kind of things, but you can't blame the Bears for trying because listen, the Bears of old would have gotten Pete Carroll and been like, look how awesome we are. So I'm just excited that they finally pulled their heads out of their butts. They spent some money and they got the best guy available that was available as far as a head coach goes.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see. Now, Ben Johnson's Lions had a struggling performance against the Commanders I guess that was Saturday.
Saturday night. Yep, Saturday night.
Yes. Yep. The days all run together. It was a busy weekend, a lot of games and so on. Mm-hmm. That happened. Chiefs, of course, like I said, they got the black magic. They don't get calls. They don't get the calls though. No.
Yes, and I have it in my notes, but they asked Mahomes about it, and Mahomes said, quote, I don't feel that way. The referees are doing their best to call the game as fair and as proper as they possibly can.
Okay.
Well, no kidding, you don't feel that way. They look at you wrong and they blow a whistle. Get out of here.
Must be nice. Must be nice without
and
question.
Yes, Paul,
on that.
I'm actually going to an IndyCar racing thing later on this evening. So I was trying to look all fly for it. That's right. No, I spilled chicken grease all over my work pants. I spilled chicken grease all over my work pants, so I quickly had to change.
Did you say you look fly? Are we in 2005 again?
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said you look fly.
No, I said I'm going to drive.
I'm pretty sure you said you look fly. Paul,
we're gonna have to go back to the video. Yeah. We're gonna have to go back to the videotape.
It's the replay.
I promise you, I've never used the word fly in my life.
Well, see, that's the thing. I was like, what are you? Okay, Mr. Fly. Now I kind of want to pull it up on the YouTube and see if I maybe heard it wrong. In fact, we could just do the instant replay this way because now I'm like, what? There's no way that you actually use that.
No.
Let's see here if we can. Here we go. Here it is.
To an IndyCar racing thing later on this evening, so I was trying to look all fly for it. That's right.
I was trying to look all fly for it.
Okay, clearly I don't know what I'm talking about tonight. Clearly it's going to be just one of those nights tonight.
Can we make it? Never say that again.
I didn't realize I said it in the first place.
Didn't work. Yeah, no. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Okay. You're looking fly. There you go.
Anyway.
Right? Okay. And then on Sunday, you had the Eagles advance, and then you had a great game of the Ravens and the Bills where the Ravens just ravened. I mean, Lamar had 2 awful turnovers in the first half, and then Mark Andrews in the second half forgot how to play football. And because of that, the Bills are advancing.
Mark Andrews did Mark Andrew things.
I wouldn't say that.
And then he's done it before, though. He did it against the Steelers earlier this year.
Yeah, but this year, but I mean, in his career.
Same play, though. No, not career. No, but just
yeah,
it's the same play.
Lamar is, I mean, he's going to continue to have the whole playoff thing hanging over his head. And listen, and that's where I cannot.
Or is it Lamar can't play in cold weather? That's the other thing is Lamar has yet to win a game when it's been below 20 degrees.
I think it's probably it's probably maybe a little bit of both, but there is definitely some fact of, and it's to me where I can never understand the whole, where people say Lamar's a better quarterback than Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's 5-2 in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson, I think, is now 2-5, 3-5. At some point, that has to matter.
I wish Dan was here. Dan would be all, well, Lamar's got MVPs. Lamar's got MVPs.
And has not been to a Super Bowl and has been to one AFC championship game. And I would argue he's had better teams. But alas. Are you excited? We'll make our picks later on. Who's your team? Who are you now that the Lions are out? I know that was kind of the team you were cheering for. Who are you rolling with?
Bills.
Bills, okay.
Yep.
I feel like everybody in America is wanting Bills Commanders, right?
I mean, I would never root for the Eagles ever in my life, ever. So,
and nobody's wanting the Chiefs.
Well, I'm not rooting for the Commanders. They're the best choice in the NFC.
And nobody wants the Chiefs. I don't think anybody wants the Chiefs except Chiefs fans. Like, nobody actually wants them. I mean, I'll be cheering for the Bills. But, I mean, I fully expect the Chiefs to... There you go. Spoiler alert of who I'm probably going to pick for this. Why wouldn't people vote for Jaden Daniels for MVP? I know he's Rookie of the Year. MVP voting apparently is already done, though, Paul. So...
And I'm not saying that they won't. Jaden will absolutely get MVP votes. But I think when you look at the grand scheme of things, as far as when you look at these quarterbacks, you know, Lamar and then
Josh Allen,
sorry, thank you.
And Joe Burrow.
And I've even heard, you know, Jared Goff thrown in there after all the injuries that they dealt with. As well. So there's going to be a few people getting it. But again, I just don't see how, you know, Lamar puts a regular season like that and doesn't get that MVP vote.
If the Bengals would have made the playoffs, it should have gone to Joe Burrow. I mean, his numbers were stupid. Stupid numbers for Burrow.
Yes. Imagine if you guys had a defense.
You're preaching to the choir there. How about Paul's stat of the week here? Because it kind of ties into, well, at least there's part of it. It kind of he has two this week. So the first one ties into the NFL, and the second one ties into our next topic of the Hall of Fame. Did you know? Stat of the week from Paul Reeves. Sean writes in and says, Philly 34-13 over Washington. Aaron Rodgers is the only NFL quarterback to host Jeopardy and lose 4 NFC championship games.
What are we doing?
His actual stat of the week, as he says, he made that one just for you, just because he knew you would appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ken Griffey Jr. is second all time in hits by a left-handed outfielder born in Denora, Pennsylvania on November the 21st. To Stan Musial.
Now, we've done, so I was trying to remember who the other guy that was, because we've done this. You and I have talked about who the 2 guys that were born in that county. Because you did it as part of when we were trying to name
who
the
am
player.
I?
Yeah, who am I? This was also mentioned as a stat. But who was the other guy that was from that county?
I don't remember. But yes. I guess senior, maybe.
Yeah, no, it was somebody else. I was like, Jackie? Was it Jackie?
Jackie Robinson? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, those are Paul Reeves' stats of the week. The MLB Hall of Fame came out. Ichiro Suzuki, CC Sabathia, and Billy Wagner all get in. Ichiro somehow.
Sam Musial. Sorry, I pulled it up.
That was the stat of the week. Did you not listen to what it was? Did you completely tune out what the stat was?
We were. What is happening tonight?
Because I literally said Ken Griffey Jr. is second all-time in hits by a left-handed outfielder born in Denora, Pennsylvania on November 21st to Stan Musial. That's where I was confused.
So when I said, well, who was the other guy that was born there?
I thought you were talking about a third guy. And I was like, I have no idea. Okay, you know what? Let's just do this. Okay. This is what we need to do right now. Okay. Are you ready?
Good evening.
Pressbox for this week. I'm Sam. He's Leroy. Okay. Do we need to restart the entire thing over again?
Oh.
Are you okay now? Yeah, I was really confused what you were doing. I was like, I have no idea.
I'm not, though. I wish I was. At least that would make sense.
And then you're like, oh, it's this guy. I'm like, yeah, that was the... Okay. How was Ichiro not unanimous?
Because there's always one guy that wants to be a dick, who wants to be a purist, and it goes against everything you believe in because we can't vote. Yeah, first ballot guys, we can't have first ballot guys, blah, blah, blah. Because it was the same thing with Jeter. It was the same thing with Griffey. It was the same thing with a few other guys. Ichiro is so unanimous, it's not even funny. Like, there is not a stat that you can tell me that would make me go, oh, not a Hall of Famer.
Home runs?
Okay,
but I mean, but yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm more just saying, like,
but if I grabbed 100 people off the street and said, and they watched Cardinals baseball because I live in an hour from St. Louis, I guarantee almost all of them would say Ichiro belongs in if they know who he is. It's a joke, and I'm telling you, they need to start rethinking who they give these who they let vote in this Hall of Fame, man.
It's embarrassing. It is really what it is. I mean, and then Billy Wagner, I was happy to see him get in.
100%,
I think he deserves it.
100%. I listen, Billy Wagner, when he took the mound closing games, holy cow, it was over. It was over. When Billy came in, it was over.
And then I was like, the CC Sabathia, his vote total ended up not being quite as much. I mean, 86.8. I was surprised it was that high. Not that he doesn't deserve it, but he's one that kind of surprised me to be a first ballot guy.
And he was another guy that I thought would get in 2 or 3 years. I'm actually annoyed because Andrew Jones got way less votes than what I thought he should.
Carlos Beltran.
I'm a big Andrew Jones guy. I thought he should have been much higher on that list. Luckily, and then we'll talk about it a little bit later, but luckily next year's class is horrible. So there's a good chance that those guys will get some votes. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah. Beltran gets 70.3, Jones gets 66.2, and then you've got everyone else that has really no chance.
Did anybody else shock you on that list?
Not really. I guess, that you had 32 people vote for David Wright. Like, come on. Must
have been Mets writers.
Yeah, or something. You mentioned next year. I mean, and I'll just go yes or no for you right now. Okay.
You got the list?
Yeah, I got it right here.
All right.
Cole Hamels.
No. And it's going to be, if he does, it's going to be one of those that gets in 8 years.
Yeah, I agree. No. Ryan Braun. No. The steroids
are what's going to kill him.
Alex Gordon. No.
Nope.
Shin-Soo Choo. No.
Nope.
Edwin Encarnacion.
Nope.
Howie Kendrick.
Nope.
Nick Markakis.
Nope.
Hunter Pence.
Nope.
He only played the Reds, yes, but nope. And like Paul right here. No.
Paul, he's saying you don't need to do no's, man. The whole list is the whole list.
Okay, and then the other guys on this list, and stop me if any of these. Sean's saying yes to someone. I don't know which one he's saying yes to.
Oh.
So the other guys on this list, and if any of these, right on cue. Did you message him? and tell him that I was slanting him? Okay.
I did.
Joe Burrow is a better playoff quarterback, and he is the best quarterback in the NFL, Dan. That's just fact. It's just fact. It's fact. I'd take Burrow over Lamar any single day of the week that ends in Y. Every day of the week that ends in Y. If any of these names here are Hall of Famers, you just say stop me. Gio Gonzalez, Matt Kemp, Jason Kipnis, Daniel Murphy, Rick Porcello, Matt Wieters, Jeff Samardzija, Kelvin Herrera, Edinson Volquez.
My heart has a special place for Jeff Samardzija, but no. There's nobody on that list that belongs in.
Paul agrees in taking Burrow over Lamar. No, he didn't make the playoffs because he had a dog shit offensive line, Dan. If he would have had a dog shit defense, if he had had a average, if he would have had the Ravens defense,
sir.
You said a word earlier. No, Lamar is not the better quarterback. There's just no, like, you'll never be able to convince me of it. And Sunday proved that Lamar. Both those turnovers were awful turnovers. Yeah,
all of those guys are eligible for the Hall of Fame. Yes, they are eligible for the Hall of Fame. But there's nobody on that list. It's one of the more weaker classes that we've seen for the Hall of Fame in recent years.
Here's what I want to ask: so 2027, the year after that, any of these guys, really quick? Buster Posey.
Yes,
I agree. John Lester.
I don't like it, but yes, Posey's in.
John Lester. No.
I'm telling you, when you pull up his stats against CC Sabathia's, Sam, somebody posted his stats against CC's. They're pretty even.
If you're looking at WAR, though, his WAR is 43.5.
I don't give a shit about WAR.
It's a pretty good measurement. 43.5. Brett Gardner? No. Brett Gardner, right? No. Hanley Ramirez? No. Ryan Zimmerman? Loved Ryan Zimmerman, but no. Kyle Seager? No. Starlin Castro, Cubs legend.
Cubs Hall of Fame.
I'm just looking here at some of the list that they have listed on here. Neftali Feliz.
Oh my gosh! Don't you have his jersey somewhere?
Cubs legend Dexter Fowler. Wasn't he a Cub? He was a Cub for a little bit, wasn't he?
He was a Cub for quite a while. World Series champion Dexter Fowler.
To me, you don't get a slam dunk first ballot Hall of Famer until this is just the guys that are eligible, Paul. In 2028, I think you get your next slam dunk first ballot Hall of Famer. And that's Albert Pujols.
Oh, yeah.
Slam dunk. And he should be unanimous.
Is he the next? Yeah, I was just going to say, he's got to be unanimous.
Yeah, he's the next one that will be potentially in that. Because, I mean, you look at that class. Cano, I don't know that Cano will be on there. David Price, Andrelton Simmons, Lorenzo Cain, Justin Upton, Steven Strasburg, probably not in there. And then in 2029, I mean, just listen to this potential 2029 Hall of Fame class. Miguel Cabrera, Joey Votto, Zach Greinke, Evan Longoria. He might be a borderline guy.
Yeah, he's going to get
Josh Donaldson, Adam Wainwright, Nelson Cruz, Kluber, Bumgarner.
Oh my gosh, there's some names.
Michael Brantley, Elvis Andrus, Mike Moustakas.
Okay, all right, Paul. It's not about being desperate. You have to be active in the major leagues at some time during a period between 15 years before and ending 5 years prior to election. Played in each of 10 major leagues championship seasons, some of which have been within the period. Ceased to be active at least 5 calendar years preceding the election, otherwise connected to baseball, or in the case of a death of an active player who's been retired for less than 5 full years, a candidate who is otherwise eligible shall be eligible in the next regular election. So that's the Clemente rule. So it's not about picking certain. Everyone is eligible for the Hall of Fame, provided you play a long period of time. It's not about the NFL does it differently than MLB. MLB will make you eligible for the Hall of Fame if you batted 180 but you played for 14 years. That's just the way MLB does it. So
I mean,
anybody's eligible, but you have to receive 15% of the votes to stay on the ballot, and you have to receive 75 to get in. So
there's plenty of overrated players in the Hall of Fame. I mean, Derek Jeter's in there. How about some tidbits?
Yeah. All right. Let's get to it. TCU and Kansas had a basketball game tonight. Kansas came out on top, but a scuffle broke out when the Kansas center wouldn't let go of the basketball. So all the TCU guys are trying to grab the ball, and like all 5 of them couldn't pull out, and then they were all showing off. So I don't know. I just thought it was funny because I watched the video like 30 seconds before we got on.
There's, I guess, my logo.
Sammy Sosa and Derek Lee were elected to the Cubs Hall of Fame. Sure, these new Cubs fans are all throwing a fit about it, but Sam, you and I both know that everyone was watching baseball in '98.
You're saying, who's Derek Lee? That's probably what Cubs fans are saying now. Derek who?
I know, right? All right. Jaguars fired Trent Baalke, the GM. They called it a mutual agreement that they would part ways. Sure.
Yeah, after their top candidate, Liam Cohen, said, yeah, no, I'd rather be an offensive coordinator. Which is hilarious.
Tampa paid him a little bit of money, too.
Yeah, $4.5 million will get you to do just about anything.
How much do you think the cheapest ticket for WrestleMania is for one day?
I would have no earthly idea. Because I mean, I
know you don't. That's why I'm asking.
I've never bought $20.
Okay, $700.
Why?
$700. The most expensive is $15,000. Just saying. It's in Vegas.
And right, Dan, I think his offensive line coach and his defensive line coach are also leaving for Dan Campbell. He's losing everybody.
Yeah. Yep. I want to talk about the Falcons for a second. More importantly, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They just held the championship game. They've been doing all kinds of great stuff. Food prices.
Yeah, it's always been this way. It's awesome.
Hot dogs, $2. Soda from $5 to $2, including free refills. Beer from $8 to $5 for some local beers. Prices have gone down 50% from what they were at the Georgia Dome. And the NBA's Atlanta Hawks followed the same way. Because of that, total transactions are up 30% compared to when the team played in the Georgia Dome. Merchandise sales are also up. An average number of items per transaction is up 20%. I do not know why other teams are not following this model.
So, like, the Bengals game, because usually I have a few apple juices when I go, so usually you're hungry. After you drink some apple juices all morning. Yeah, I do love that they have a Chick-fil-A there, but don't serve it on Sundays. So I go in and I order 2 cheese conies and this filled with like Coke.
Yep.
What do you think it is? So 2 cheese conies or hot dogs and that. What do you think?
$26.
$22.50.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Yeah. In the store, that's $7.
Yeah, that's a joke.
So Paul's about right, $23. And I mean, it's just silly.
But I just want to say, I wish other stadiums did this. I guarantee they would more than make up the money from 100%. People going back and buying more food. I would like at Bengals games. That's the biggest thing. Is it's like if hot dogs. Like I don't know that I would spend $20 every single time, but I would be more likely that I'm getting stressed halfway through the third quarter and I need to go get a hot dog to stress eat. I'd be more likely to go down and get that instead of spending $10 on a hot dog. Yeah, so you are a good example. You have season tickets. How many times do you go to the concession stand during a game?
Once. Maybe once. Not more than once.
Yeah.
Because I'm big though. When I'm in my seat, I'm in my seat. Because I don't want to miss the game. Unless I got to piss.
Yep.
In that
case, here we go.
I'm getting old.
And comment section, feel free to put your guesses in the comments as well. Who is the next Cowboys head coach?
Paul Reeves.
Okay. All right.
I think they'll promote Schottenheimer.
All right. Jaguars.
I have no idea. Like
I'm gonna go with Flores.
Yeah, I have no idea. Jaguars, you have no idea.
Okay. Raiders.
Aren't they getting close to hiring somebody? Yeah,
Are
I think
they?
Saleh will probably.
Today was horrible.
Saleh will probably be the Jaguars guy. But yeah, I thought I read somewhere that the Raiders were finalizing or getting close to or had a finalist or something. I don't remember though.
Okay, and Saints.
That I have no idea. See, and I haven't kept up with these as much just because I kept up with the Bears one a little bit because you had interest in it, and personally, I just enjoyed that every day it popped up when they were interviewing somebody else. Like the Eddie George one over the weekend, because I think Paul sent me a message saying Eddie George, and I was like, okay, like Paul, he's making a joke, and I was like, see, right on.
They had to meet the Rooney. They had to meet the Rooney Rule.
But I was just kind of like,
that's all that was.
Well, they interviewed Aaron Glenn. That counts as the Rooney Rule.
They didn't do him in person though.
When he sent me that message, I thought he was just making a joke.
No, he wasn't.
And then I saw the tweet later on. I was like, oh, he was being serious. Yeah, Aaron Glenn went to the Jets. Yeah, which is a good hire for them. Poor guy though. Poor guy has to go to the Jets. Yeah, I just have no idea on a bunch of these jobs. Are you there?
Yeah. On Saturday, he was already.
Here, wait. Here, time out. You're Optimus Prime right now. Give us a second. Give us a second here. Let's try this again. You're Optimus Prime. Okay, maybe you've caught up now. Try it again. You're now actually moving, so. No.
Are we good?
No, your audio is about 3 seconds later than your voice because your lips just moved, and then like 2 seconds later the actual audio came out. So either you're a ventriloquist or something has gone horribly wrong.
Awesome.
Okay, there we go. That worked that time. Let's try it now.
Blah blah blah.
There we go. Okay, you're good now.
Good.
Okay, you're good now. What were you saying?
I don't even remember.
Send me the dang link for the camera and I'll buy it. This isn't a camera issue. This is a internet issue. Randy hadn't bought the expensive internet there?
What were we? We were talking about Eddie George.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah.
We got that. And then you were talking about something else and you went Optimus Prime.
That's fine.
Do you want logos or you got more tidbits?
I was still going, but
okay.
Jimmy Butler's been suspended for 2 games for missing a flight. Butler said, "I don't care." TMZ is reporting that Mariano Rivera and his wife Clara allegedly covered up a child sexual abuse scandal that took place at their home and at one of the church's summer camps. They're currently being sued by the accused. Ichiro is having his number retired by the Mariners. Who else do the Mariners have jerseys retired?
Surprised it hadn't happened already.
I am too. Who else is
Junior?
on that list? Yep, and
the DH Martinez.
Yep, Edgar Martinez, and then of course Jackie. An 11-year-old kid found the Paul Skeens card. Pirates say their offer still stands.
Guy in LA too, wasn't it, or Southern California, right?
But I'll take the 11-year-old. I'll take an 11-year-old over a collector.
Yeah, for sure.
Jack Flaherty has spoken out about the Dodgers. A certain team is not ruining baseball. A lot of other teams are just doing very little. Do you agree with that sentiment?
I mean, we need to, one day this summer, when it's slower.
Have a show
about this, because I was even planning on making this a play clock segment. And I was like, I'm not even that big of a jerk to make you have to answer how to fix baseball in 40 seconds. Because I don't know.
Which is funny because that was on mine. That was on mine too. Was Dodgers legit or does baseball have a problem?
Yeah,
you can't answer. You can't answer that in 30 seconds. You just
we can't answer that in an hour.
No.
So
no.
Yeah, it's a mess.
All right. Let's see what else. The Daytona track is having the Rolex 24 starting at 12:40 on Saturday. They race for 24 hours straight. 3 drivers. The 24 hours to see who can survive and who can finish with the most laps in that amount of time. I can't drive for 6 hours, never mind 24. Let's see what else we got. Joe Mixon was fined for saying this. I'm getting fined by the NFL for what someone else said. What's next? I get fined by them for Connor McDavid cross-checking an opponent on an NHL game. So he got fined for his initial comments. Then he got fined for that tweet. Let me get this straight. NFL fines me $25,000 for something I didn't even say. Call them out for it, and the response was fine me again for something that's not even a violation without even rescinding the first one. Where's the accountability? Just respect the players. Cold world. What are your thoughts on Joe Mixon and that tweet?
Joe Mixon's a clown.
Okay, but he didn't say anything wrong.
No, I'm not, but he's still a clown. I had to put up with him for a Bengals fan for a long time. Never a huge fan. It's okay.
That's it.
Not like we're doing a show.
I know. Logos. And I agree, Paul.
What's worse than NAL money?
The baseball's issue.
Oh, it's not fixable. It's not fixable. Leroy's logos. You're hitting.
It'll be fixable with the lockout. I'm telling you, that's the direction they're headed.
416 is what you're hitting. Last week, 1 of 4, and I was too hard. Okay. So, we have used however many logos. These are all logos that have been used before, so you can't complain. You can't complain.
Oh, I can complain.
You cannot complain. 1, 2, or 3?
1.
This one was used on episode 31 of Leroy's Logos. Do you think you got it that day?
I did not.
Are you going to get it this day?
Yes, but only because I'm going to use my lifeline on it.
He is going to use his lifeline on it. Right off the bat, he goes to the comment section and uses his lifeline to see if anybody in the comment section can help him out on this.
This is the Arkansas or...
Daniel says it's the Milftown Cougars.
Shut up, Dan.
I'm going to tell you, that's not right. That's not right.
Always so helpful.
You're welcome. Listen, that's your hint from me today. That Dan is not right. And Paul says, I think it was South Alabama or something stupid.
It was South something, yeah.
Or something stupid.
South Alabama or South Arkansas or something dorky. Not a real school. Didn't they beat WKU one year? I think they beat WKU. All right, I'll go with South Alabama. Wait, what do you say? South?
Nah, I already put it up once. You don't get it up a second time.
Oh, you jerk. Oh.
What are you going with? I put it up on the screen again. What are you going with?
I'm going with what Paul said.
Well, I need a. He said multiple things in there. He said South Alabama or something stupid. So are you going with?
I'm going with South Alabama.
South Alabama is your guess. Final answer?
Unfortunately.
Correct. That is South Alabama. So you owe Paul Reeves a Coke
I
for pulling that one out.
Yep, I got you, Paul.
South Alabama is the correct one.
Something.
The Jaguars. He's going with number 2. Let's catch up on comments here. It's all just your wife.
It's a cat. Fantastic. Helpful as always.
And door number 2. This one's so nice that there are 2 possible answers that I give you.
There's nothing on the screen, Sam.
Yes, there is.
Oh, now there is.
Hey, there definitely is on the screen there.
It was not. When we go back and watch the video, it will not be up there.
I can look at the comments section here on this. This one was episode... Let's see here. Episode number... No, I can't even find it. It had... when was this here? Now I gotta search. This was episode 6. So this has been a while. Episode 6 of Leroy's Logos. And you did not get it correct.
I have no idea this time either.
You got any guess or no?
The orange is throwing me off. The orange around the outline is throwing me off.
I think that might be actually red. Not that it's going to help you, but I think it's actually red.
All right. I'll go with the Lobos of New Mexico.
New Mexico. That is incorrect. The theme that day was the WKU football schedule. This is Houston Christian. I also would have accepted Houston Baptist because they changed from Baptist to Christians. They're allowing all the Christians and not just the Baptists. And your final one.
Oh, Houston Christian. Got it.
This one wasn't that long ago. This one was episode 54. Episode 54. And you did get it right. You did get it right. Are you going to get it right this time?
I can't believe I got it right.
What's your guess?
I have no idea.
And I don't know, maybe you used to cheat that day. I don't really remember. I don't have that listed. You got it right, though.
Excellent. Good.
In fact, that was the only one you got that week.
I probably guessed.
What's your guess this week?
Howard.
Howard. That is incorrect. The correct answer is Holy Cross. Holy Cross. So what is today's theme? The theme is challenging today. South Alabama, Houston Christian, Holy Cross.
Places that have snow that normally don't.
I don't know where Holy Cross is. Holy Cross, I'm assuming, is in the Northeast. I'm assuming it is in the Northeast. College of the Holy Cross. Yes, it's in Massachusetts.
Okay.
So I don't think that fits. I think they get snow at least once a year in Massachusetts. Remember,
teams that have never made the NCAA tournament.
No. Remember that I do occasionally like to tie the themes into things that are happening in the week.
All their coaches interviewed with the Chicago Bears for a job.
Probably accurate, but no. All of these schools have players playing on Sunday in championship games. South Alabama, Houston Christian, and College of the Holy Cross.
Cool.
I was going to pull out there, like Austin Eckler went to Western State. I was just going to do the most obscure ones that even I wouldn't get, but I'm not that big of a jackwagon. It's a little bit of play clock segment where we have 40 seconds to answer a question that the other person knows nothing about. Would you like to ask or answer?
I will ask first so I can get this out of the way so you don't ask me.
I can't imagine that I'm going to be asking you a question.
Well, I got worried with this first one. So, and once I ask you, you'll understand why I got worried. All right. So a lot of Lions fans were upset that the Chicago Bears jumped all over the Ben Johnson, and that Ben Johnson threw the game on Sunday just so he could interview with the Chicago Bears, to which Bill Belichick said teams should not interview coaches while they're still in the playoffs, that everyone should wait until after the season is done. So my question to you is, should teams be able to tamper, even though it's not tampering, but you know what I mean, tamper before their team has been eliminated from the playoffs?
That's a big problem because you run into, like, if your team makes the Super Bowl, you're giving that coach, and I mean, it's already that way, that they're already way behind the block. That was one of the biggest issues for Zach Taylor when he came to the Bengals, is that the Rams made the Super Bowl that year. So he didn't start in Cincinnati until like the middle of February. So he was already 6 weeks behind every single other person. And that's a problem. And so I don't really know that there's an easy fix. And I don't know that if the clock is moving on your screen. My computer's acting a little slow today. But it's moving on.
It's not popping up, and
it's moving on my end, and it's about to be done right now. So
right.
I think it might ding, and it just ran out of time.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on. My computer, it's 10 years old, and it's finally deciding that it's...
But overall, this is a problem.
But there's not a solution.
Everybody waits till after the season's done?
But you can't do that for a team that doesn't have a head coaching vacancy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. During the Kentucky game on Saturday, Jay Billis had a very interesting rule suggestion, and I want to bring it up to you. It's something that I'd never even considered, and it has to do with basketball. He said that on a lane violation on a free throw, he said instead of giving them another free throw, if it's a lane violation on the defensive player, that instead it should just wipe the free throw off anyways, and the offensive team should get the ball instead. Do you agree or disagree?
I love it. I think that's all right. I think it would eliminate those issues down as far as, that's a problem anyway with the lane violation stuff anyway. But yeah, I don't even need the full 40 seconds on that. I like that rule. I'm interested to see if they try implementing that. I wish they cared more about lane violations than what they do, because I tell you what, it sometimes it feels like those get thrown by the wayside as far as rules that they look at when it comes to the game. But yeah, I'm all for it.
Interesting. I didn't know if that would be an old man yelling at the cloud moment when it comes to basketball.
Like it.
It was one of those things, when he said it, I was like, huh. Okay. And I made a note on my phone that I was like, okay, that'll be a question for him on Wednesday. Okay.
I'm really interested in your opinion just because of your hatred, but is Ohio State the most fraudulent championship team of all time? They didn't win their conference. They
No. I mean, no, because in college basketball, that happens all the time. So, I mean, that happens all the time in college basketball with it. And I mean, it's happening in college football too, where the team that wins, since we've been in the playoffs, that's just how it works. And listen, Ohio State was one of the two best teams in the country all season long, them and Oregon. And that Oregon game, in my opinion, was the national championship. And Ohio State absolutely blew them out of the water and proved that they were the best team. And from that point on, after I saw them beat Tennessee, I knew that they weren't going to lose again. And that's why I kept picking them over and over again. So I don't think they're fraudulent whatsoever. I think they're a good team. Oh wow! Why did it all of a sudden get so loud?
What is going on?
It's that kind of night, isn't it?
It really has been. It really has been.
I didn't bring this up on air during our game last night, but I made a comment to one of our crew members You remember, I think I asked you a couple of weeks ago during this segment of a basketball ick. Something that basketball players do that drive you crazy. Yep. And last night reminded me of one that I have. And I need to know for you whether this is weird that this bugs me, or if this is something that bugs you as well. So the team that Grayson County's was playing, their head coach was wearing, because basketball coaches have changed what they wear. When I started, it was almost always ties and so on, and it's now rare for a coach to wear a tie. Usually, it's maybe a sweatsuit or khakis and a quarter zip or a polo or something like that. The opposing team's coach was wearing a polo and jeans, and I don't know why, but head coaches wearing jeans for basketball just does not. It should be against the rules.
Really?
It should be against the rules. So I ask you, is that weird or is that legitimate?
I'm more irritated with the refs who have been wearing shorts lately. I don't know when as a former referee myself, I don't know when that became acceptable, but I digress. I don't have an issue with what the coaches wear on the sidelines. I found a rare Sam yelling at the cloud moment, and I'm kind of thrilled by it. Maybe I should care more about what they're wearing, but I tell you what, honestly, I'm way too busy trying to get ready for the game that I am even worried about what the coaches are wearing. But
it was more just like, that's no. What are you doing?
But yeah, that's interesting. No, I don't.
Do you ever see a coach wear jeans?
No. Now that you've said that, no.
And that might be the thing.
Now I'm kind of curious about it.
Because it always stands out that in 7 years, he is the third coach that I've ever had do that.
Third
coach. Ironically enough, 2 are from the same school. Like the girls' coach of the school we did last night came to Grayson last year and wore jeans. And I remember making a comment to my coloring, and I was like, "Is that weird?" Like off air, and he's like, "Yeah, it kind of is."
I forgot.
And I've never. We don't have refs that wear shorts here. I've never seen that.
Good, because there's rules. There are rules about what we're allowed to wear as referees, and I'm just kind of. It just that miffs me way more than coaches. What coaches wear is proper referee attire. I forgot to mention during tidbits. I want to take a moment and recognize Bob Euchre. Bob Euchre passed away this week at the age of 90.
Just a bit outside.
You can say what you want. The guy's been a broadcaster for 60 years, 50, 60 years.
52, I think is what it was. Yeah, 52, 53.
And the stories that have been coming out about Euchre are absolutely legendary. Never had a contract with the Brewers. They had just had a mutual agreement that they would let each other know when they were done. And you think about all the stuff we know. We've said this about Vince Scully. We've said this about Harry Carey. But the games that he has seen, the years that he has watched. I mean, listen. That one stung a little bit. So rest in peace to Bob Euchre, and thanks for the memories. He actually had a TV show. Did you know he had a TV show called Mr. Belvedere?
Yes.
Back in the 80s?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
But great comedian, great guy, and you've done well when no one can say anything bad about you. So
well said.
Rest in peace, Bob.
Well said. Transition, but I think he'd want this transition. Fast food bracket.
We do have that. Let's get going.
Time to do the next. So we're doing the first round of a next bracket, right?
The first round of the next round. So we start off with Taco Bell versus Ruby Tuesday.
God, I can't tell you the last time I went to a Ruby Tuesday. I can't tell you the last time I went to a Ruby Tuesday.
It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute.
Salad bar, right?
Yeah.
Why do we even need to vote? I mean, you're voting for Ruby Tuesdays. I'll vote for Taco Bell to make sure they get a vote. So 2 votes Taco Bell.
That's because that's not how this works.
So vote in the comments section. Dan is voting for Taco Bell. Who are you?
Grayson was dropped.
Does he want to come in and does he want to come in and vote for the fast food bracket?
Keep me posted. Taco Bell Ruby Tuesdays, Grayson.
Ruby Tuesdays is
Oh my!
heathens.
Oh, he says Ruby Tuesdays for heathens.
Oh, okay. I mean, if he wants to stay and vote in this round, he's more than welcome. We can have an extra vote in our fast food bracket here.
You want to stay for this round?
Let me see real quick what we got.
Here's the
Okay,
side
what's
that
the
we're voting on.
Okay, what's the next matchup? Taco Bell wins.
Sonic versus Rallies.
Sonic. Rallies is ugh.
Oh, I love Rallies, but I can't.
Really?
I can't. Yes, I do.
Rallies.
Really?
Their fries are fantastic. Yeah.
That's a Rallies win for me right there.
Two votes for Rallies, one, which Rallies in different areas is Checkers.
Checkers.
So if you Rallies/Checkers against Sonic. Sonic milkshakes, though?
Cherry limeade from
slush?
Sonic's fantastic, but I can't.
A cherry limeade.
They have their
Pretty
the
good.
chili wraps.
The tater tots. The tater tots.
Sonic's Tots. They're delicious. They have the foot-long cheese coney that about 3/4 of the way through it, you know that you are going to pay
the toll. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so we've got 3 votes for Sonic, 2 votes. Oh, wait, nope. Paul is changing his votes to vote for Rallies, so Rallies knocks out Sonic. So Rallies advances. Rallies/Checkers, depending on where you
hold
live.
on. I got to write these entries down here. Taco Bell and Rallies /Checkers. Okay, next up. Pizza Hut versus Culver's.
Ooh.
Question.
Culver's.
The Southern people aren't going to know what Culver's is, man.
It's made it down this way.
Has it made it down that way?
I mean, there's one in E-Town, so is there one in Bowling Green? I think there's one in Bowling Green.
Yeah, there is. It's over on the other side of the highway.
By Greenwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Culver's without question.
Yeah.
Culver's cheese curds without question.
Culver's.
Paul's taking Pizza Hut. He's probably never had Culver's.
Yes.
So we got 3 votes for Culver's, 1 vote for Pizza Hut. Dan's probably never had either one of these places. Oh, he's never been to Culver's, so he'll have to say Pizza Hut. So it's 3-2.
Dan, there's no Canadian restaurants on this thing, man. I'm sorry. All right.
See, I'm going to be so upset when Skyline comes on here and nobody votes for it, and I'm going to be mad. So Culver's advances 3-2.
All right.
What's next up?
Next up is Olive Garden versus Lee's. Anybody help me with that?
Lee's.
What Lee's is?
Lee's fried. You don't know Lee's famous chicken?
I do not. Man. I do not, my friend. But Grayson apparently does. So
I do. I'm a cultured man. So
Lee's is delicious.
Lee's
is good. Like Lee's, it's like KFC. Like the best way to describe it to you is it's like a KFC. So
all right. Well, regardless, it's Olive Garden versus Lee's.
Ooh.
And I gotta go with Olive Garden, otherwise my wife will make me sleep on the couch.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Sorry, I can't help myself.
You know, I'm gonna vote for Lee's because that was a place when I would always spend time with my grandma growing up. When we would go to her house to spend the night, that was our spot. We would go to Lee's. So Lee's gets the nostalgia vote for me. But Olive Garden breadsticks, quite delicious.
Yeah. I can't. I'll get yelled at.
Unlimited soup and breadsticks is and a cheap bottle of wine.
That salad is pretty fantastic.
It is pretty good. Man, that is tough, actually, for those who've had Lee's.
Dan says him and Olive Garden have beef. So I guess he's voting for Lee's.
What did Olive Garden do to you, Dan?
I'm kind of curious.
I want to know the story.
So Paul's voting for Olive Garden. So Grayson, you got to break the tie. Who are you voting for?
Man, I don't like being put in this position, but because I love myself some Lee's, but I'll probably lean Olive Garden here on this one.
Olive Garden
with the win. Christy will be all excited. Where is she, man? She was supposed to vote on that one. That was a huge one for her. She'd be excited. All right, next up. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm kind of interested in this matchup.
Okay.
Number 6 Arby's versus number 11 Applebee's. I'm really interested in how this matchup goes.
I'll tell you this. If we're talking fast food sandwich, the Arby's roast beef's up there. It's top tier.
I had a fish sandwich on a Hawaiian roll the other day from Arby's, and it was pretty bomb. It was pretty
But I
awesome.
will say this. I don't really love the fries.
You don't like the curly fries?
I don't.
Wow.
I don't.
Okay.
But
All
I'm voting
right.
for Arby's in this because they have got a great sandwich. Dan is voting for Applebee's, so it's 1-1. Paul will make it 2-1 Arby's.
And I will go with Applebee's.
Oh, so you're going to make Grayson break it again. Arby's versus Applebee's.
Because you provide a great point. Arby's has, I'm a big fan of the roast beef, especially when it's a 2 for $6 deal.
Yep.
I'm all about that. Applebee's right now, though, the bottomless fries, the margarita hour, I tell you what, from 4 to 7, that's a killer time.
Love that he knows the exact time for it. I respect it. He knows he works in radio.
And then,
yeah, he does. He knows all of them.
And oh man, for the simplicity of what it is, I gotta go Arby's on this one.
Arby's advances.
I'm not upset by that. All right, next up, number 3, Wendy's versus number 14, Golden Corral. Wendy's lasted way longer than I thought it would in the first round of this, in the first game of this tournament.
This is what we refer to as a old-fashioned ass kicking. Wendy's wins this game by 40 over
King
Golden Corral.
Over here. Golden Corral has the freaking Golden Corral.
Listen, Golden Corral, I don't like to live dangerously when I eat. Golden Corral, I feel like it comes with a side of salmonella, and that's not necessarily my cup of tea. So I vote Wendy's hands down.
Because Wendy's is just the beam of health.
When you're comparing the two, 3 votes for Wendy's right now. Are you voting for Golden Corral?
Me?
Yes.
Absolutely not. I'm just trying to provide a counterpoint.
Okay. So you vote Wendy's. Grayson, are you going to be the one to vote for Golden Corral to save it from being a blowout?
I am. And for the simple fact of some nostalgia there, you mentioned the nostalgia with Lee's. There's some nostalgia there with the chocolate fountain. I'm going to have to put my lone vote for Golden Corral.
Okay. Attaboy. Stick here.
Wendy's advances, though.
Next up, number 7. Welcome to Moe's versus Firehouse Subs, sitting at number 10.
I've only been to like a Firehouse Subs once, maybe.
That 7-10 matchup. So dangerous.
I'm going to vote for Moe's. Free queso, I think. My memory's right.
Moe's Southwest Grill.
I love Moe's, man.
I do too.
Yeah,
Moe's my vote.
Comments?
I guarantee Dan doesn't know either one of these places. They don't make these in Canada. Oh, he's voting for Firehouse. Okay. So you're voting Moe's.
Poor Dan's only going to be Canadian for like a couple more months before the United States buys him out.
Paul's voting for Firehouse. So Grayson, you break it. Moe's or Firehouse?
That's great.
I honestly prefer Moe's over Chipotle myself, so I'm going to have to go Moe's here on this one.
Okay. I disagree with that take, but I'll allow it. Chipotle's top tier.
All right. And our last matchup of the evening, Cracker Barrel at number 2 versus Noodles & Company at number 15. I've never had Noodles & Company. They're everywhere, but I've never had them before.
If I have, it's been once.
Is that one of those we went there like at 11:30 at night in college and was like?
I don't think there's one. I feel
like that was a let's go at 2 a.m. college type thing.
I'm voting for Cracker Barrel, even though I don't particularly like Cracker Barrel.
Well, you're not old enough to like Cracker Barrel yet.
Exactly. Is your dad at that age yet?
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say.
Oh my gosh, him and my mom, and then my
4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, let's not even. You already know how that goes, man.
3 votes for Cracker Barrel. Will anybody vote for the Noodles?
You had to learn how to do the triangle game. You put the pegs in the.
Sit in the rockers out front.
Yep, absolutely.
So I think Cracker Barrel.
All right, Cracker Barrel picks up the win. All right, so moving on from the left side of the bracket.
What are our matchups?
We've got McDonald's. They'll take on Bojangles. Hot Chicken versus Red Lobster. Chili's versus Chipotle. Panda Express versus Long John Silver's. Taco Bell versus Rally's / Checkers. Culver's versus Olive Garden. Arby's versus Wendy's. And Moe's versus Cracker Barrel. Those are the matchups that'll take place on the left side. But we still got 32 32 restaurants taking on each other in the right side of
Why
the
don't
bracket.
Why don't you go?
Do you want
to?
previews?
Yeah,
You want some
of
previews?
next week's matchups, so we
next
can
week's
start to think.
Yeah. All right, next week we've got, and these are not in order. I'm just giving you the names. I'm going to read them randomly.
No. Give us the battles. Give us the battles. We want to know the battles so we can start to ponder who we're voting for.
All right, Cane's versus Chuck E. Cheese, Papa John's versus Hardee's, Steak and Shake versus La Rosa's, Skyline Chili versus Jason's Deli, Qdoba versus A&W, Panera versus Hunt Brothers. Those are your matchups for next week.
That's a lot.
Wait. Cheddar's versus KFC and Subway versus Captain D's.
There's a lot of local Kentucky in that one.
That's a lot of Kentucky right there.
A lot of local Kentucky. Maybe we might even have to switch out one or two of them. Maybe we can decide on switching one of those two out. Like Hunt Brothers.
So
Hunt Brothers Pizza is gas station pizza.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
So, gas station pizza. So we'll just say that. And yeah, Qdoba versus A&W is an interesting one. Dan says.
There's a couple interesting matchups here next week. It'll be fun.
Paul, like nobody asked you. Nobody asked you for your opinion. Nobody asked you for your opinion. You got some autographs?
I do. We got NASCAR autographs today from the 90s. All of these are drivers from the 90s, since Paul loves his 90s drivers.
I'm out, gentlemen. You lost me right there.
I'll see you later, brother.
Be a part of it.
Appreciate your help.
Hey, thank you. NASCAR 90s autographs. Holy cow.
Well, I got. Yeah. We've got to make this work.
Where's Chase Blaine when you need him? Okay. Let's throw this up on screen here. You had it nice and big. Can you
Yeah, hold on.
Oh. See, this is where I'm going to struggle.
All right.
I had a guy that was coming to mind right off the bat. But the autograph doesn't look like. Does his autograph look like his name should be spelled?
Yes.
Okay. Then the name I was thinking, because I was thinking of the man from Dawsonville.
Who is that?
Bill Elliott.
Is that who you're going with?
That's who I'm voting, but I don't think it's right because that doesn't look like it says Bill Elliott. Dan is guessing Bruce Springsteen.
No, 90s NASCAR drivers. All of these drivers raced in the 1998. All of these drivers raced in the Daytona 500 in 1998. All three of these drivers, Daytona 500, 1998. You say
Paul also is going with Bill Elliott. Yep.
That is correct. That is Bill Elliott. Absolutely.
See, I don't think his last name looks like it says Elliott. Interesting.
All right, hold on.
Why don't you just click the...
It wouldn't let me. It was being dumb. Hold on. It was being dumb.
Sure it's not user?
Oh, it is me. I promise you. Let's just do it this way. This is the hardest one out of all of them. And I'll tell you,
Dan, this is a family show, and that's not one but two squares in that sentence. It was Bill Elliott, Paul.
All right, and for this one, I'll tell you, the number is 5. That's a big help. The number is number 5.
I think I know this one. Does he have a brother that also races, or family member? I think they're brothers, but I honestly don't know.
He does. He does have a brother. He does have a brother who races, and the brother is probably more famous than he is.
Did his brother drive the 18?
His brother did drive the 18.
Yep. Paul had the name Terry Labonte.
Absolutely. Good job, guys.
Yes, Leroy can show a finger. Double standards, I see. That is true, Dan. That is true. You know what? You make me eat my words. You make me eat my words there.
All right. And the easiest
Oh, that's
one.
easy, yeah. Miller Lite. Rusty.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Bubba's dad, right?
No, is he really?
I mean, they look identical. It's time for a pick contest here for
today,
this.
Sam.
Yeah, that was that one. The Terry Labonte one was the Bill Elliott one was the one that you were potentially going to throw me off on, but I was able to pull it out.
Hey, Dan,
it is
don't worry about what I show, huh?
Light week for picks. We've only got
time is running out, my friend.
3 points.
Yeah,
3 points. In fact, I didn't want to say it, but I have gone back to back.
Have you won it again? Is it over?
I'm up by 10 points, and I think there's only like 6 points left. So, Paul.
God dang it.
Alrighty, let's open it up. America is picking this week the Coug game. It's a hell of a one to pick. Grayson County, with a record of 14-4, travels to Brownsville, Kentucky, to face the 11-6 Edmonson County Wildcats. Grayson County, Edmonson County at Edmonson. So Leroy and America gets to pick this game. Leroy, who you got?
Edmonton.
Ooh. Leroy's going with Edmonton. Edmonson County is Leroy's pick. Paul is also picking Edmonson County. And Dan is also picking Edmonson County. Everyone is going against the Cougs in what would be the biggest upset in a while. So you're picking, everyone's rolling with Edmonton in an upset. What's our Taylorville game of the week?
Our Taylorville game of the week is these two teams faced off against each other for a trip to the 7th grade championship. They haven't played since then, but play each other tomorrow. 12-7 Taylorville Tornado girls head to Alton to take on the 20-1 Alton Redbirds.
Not that it matters who won the 7th grade game.
Alton won in 7th grade, moved on to the championship. Both teams have 3 girls that are going to be playing Division I sports.
Not that America gets to pick this, it's just me. One of my favorite growing up Food Network personalities was Alton Brown. I always liked him. Yeah. Good eats. It's a good show. So I'm taking Alton.
Apparently these 6 girls don't like each other. The 3 girls from Taylorville and the 3 girls from Alton don't like each other.
So I've locked in Alton. Is that the right pick?
I bet it is. Alton's ranked number 5 in Illinois.
Okay. If Grayson loses Friday, it'd be a surprise. But then again, it's rivalry.
And if Taylorville wins, hey, fantastic.
AFC Championship. Bills Chiefs. Who you got?
I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to go with the Bills.
I mean, I pick the Chiefs because I'm going to take the Chiefs. America, who you got in the AFC Championship?
Meanwhile, Mahomes is like, nothing to see here.
Yeah, I did see the tornado mascot.
Yeah. Caleb called it a giant stack of cheese. Isn't that what Caleb called it?
I missed that. America is picking the Bills. So I'm the lone one with the Chiefs. And then the NFC Championship, Commanders at Eagles. I want to take the Commanders. I do. But I'm going to take the Eagles.
But I guess I'll take the Commanders.
Paul is taking the Commanders. And Dan is taking anyone but the Chiefs. Commanders or Eagles, Dan? He's taking Commanders. So how about that? You and America agree. I'm the one that goes with the favorites and the home teams of Chiefs and Eagles.
That's why you're the winner, Sam.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong. Like, I hope I'm wrong. And I agree with what Dan says. No one wants to see Eagles Chiefs. No one wants to see Eagles Chiefs. Without question on that. Well, I think my computer is telling me that it is time to go to bed. It's been lagging today, and I'm worried that it is about to just say, "Screw you, I'm going home." So, do you have any other parting thoughts for the day?
I do not. Did you watch any of the college football championship?
No,
Yeah, I didn't either. I had to work.
I didn't. But honestly, I knew Ohio State was going to win, and I didn't want to watch that happen.
I get it. I get it. All right. Well,
and I know we didn't really talk a lot about it, but yeah,
What is your favorite line from Major League?
Just a bit outside, because I use that in my baseball games.
Mine is post game show is brought to you by. Oh hell, I can't find it. Who cares anyway?
Do you use that one on air?
No, but that's a fantastic line from it.
Do it. See what Randy does to you.
Bold of you to assume my boss listens to my broadcasts.
He would be that time.
I know. The one time.
Have a good rest of your night.
You too. Thanks, guys.